we were able to take the high performance product, the high performance warranty, and put those together and make them accessible to our industry.
Detailer's Roadmap Cruise Control, where we navigate the roadways of life, business, and everything in between. Hey guys, it's Kevin Davis from the Cruise Control Podcast, coming to you again from Mobile Tech Expo 2025 MTE here in Orlando. As I've said in the last few podcast episodes, we wanted to take an opportunity to sit down with some of our, good friends, first of all, but industry leaders, people that have been in the industry for a long time, and be able to talk about different topics that we think they can be timely and helpful in what you're doing. I am here today with Jeremy Harding from Nasiol, and Jeremy's been in the industry for a long time. How long have you been in?
It's funny, I started taking a look back again, and it started in 1991.
Dude, that's the year I graduated from high school.
Yeah, I was still in high school at that time, but yeah, I started detailing the first business that I started, 91.
Wow.
So, what's that now? 34 years.
34 years.
That's a little crazy to think about, but yeah, that's when it all started.
So tell me a little bit about, we've done different podcasts where we do the whole full backstory and all that, but tell me a little bit about what you do now and kind of give me a little bit about how you got here. And just so we can kind of set the stage for your expertise. Obviously, we have 34 years, but give me that kind of backstory there and what Nasiol is doing in the U.S. and all that. Because one of the things we want to talk about is kind of like that, starting a brand from scratch and how you develop that whole, because I think it ties in really well to just starting a business and growing a business.
Yeah, I'm really fortunate that I had some great experiences with some good companies. And I think that laid a good foundation for what we're doing today. So, I had an opportunity to work for Meguiar's. I was there for 13 years. During that time, they were purchased by 3M, one of the biggest companies on the planet. So you get to know people, you get to talk to people about different things, you get to learn more off of these people. And you take that experience and you take the good, you take the bad, you kind of figure out what you like for a model, and you move on to the next thing. Yeah. So when I had an opportunity to join RUPES USA, it was kind of the same thing. It was the very early stages of development there.
What year was that?
What was that? 2015?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. 2015. So you think about who we had for a group there. Like, it all starts with Chip Case, right? Yeah. So we've got Chip, we got Todd, Alberto, Jason Rose, and then Dylan. Yep. So, it's just like this ragtag group of guys that were just really passionate about the industry, and we all came from different places, right? So we had an opportunity to kind of think about what we liked from different places, what we didn't like from different places that we had worked or experienced through all this business that we had done. And you have an opportunity to shape RUPES USA. So then, again, you take that same experience and you go, all right, well, now with Nasiol. Here we are, a company that's been manufacturing products for like 20 years, great at research and development, great at manufacturing products. How do we make an impact here in the United States where, we're not known? So now you take that experience that you've had, that you've built over decades, and you start to put it into play. So for me, it's always been about relationships. Yeah. And I know it seems like every time that we talk and we do a podcast, it's always about relationships.
This is my 5th one today that we'll release over time, but with every conversation is about relationships. That's your superpower. Justin Labato was here, that's his super. Megan, Ashley was just here from Car Candy. Like that's what we do, but that's why we're where we are. Right?
Yeah, and it also helps that we have this passion for this industry, right? Otherwise, we would be out doing something else. We wouldn't be in it for as long as we're in. But so you take that foundation, the relationships and everything else, and for me, in the U.S., building Nasiol started again with the relationships. Yeah. So, who's the first company to give me a chance at a new distribution opportunity? Jason Otterness and Eric, at Car Supply's warehouse. So, with that opportunity, now we have a company that we're working with a strong reputation. They have a great customer base. They have social media. They have the ability to help build some trust in the brand, even though people don't know the brand yet. So, that all, now I'm borrowing their reputation, right? They have this reputation and we're attached to it somehow. And this helps give us some credibility. And next thing you know, people are trying it and then they're finding out that the products are actually good. So the reputation for quality now builds on itself. So that's kind of like everything. It's relationships and building from there. Then there's the rest of it. You have the marketing, you have the sales strategies, you have the distribution network, you have the philosophies. Who's your customer? Who's your customer's customer? Where do you want your products to go? Who are they intended for? All those different things. You kind of basically need to build like a profile. Who are these people? What do they do? What are their demographics? How do they buy? And
ideal customer avatar, right? Like that's what we always talk about.
Yeah, exactly. So you build this profile of who they are, and then you point everything towards that as your customer.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty fun way to do it too. And then getting into the merchandise side of things, the branding side of things, all that sort of stuff. I used to have people that helped me with that, right? I mean, who was better than Dylan Von Kleist, right? So marketing genius, he still is. And so Dylan would have these great ideas, and honestly, he inspired me on a lot of these things. And of course, we still talk.
Of course. Yeah.
So, hey, how did you do this thing? Where should I go? Point me in the right direction for that thing. And it all goes back to that relationship, right? So we can still do those things.
What's really funny is that people talk about, hey, I'm a single operator, right? Like I run my own shop, I do everything, and you don't know the struggles that I'm going through. Well, times 50 states, right? Like, so you've literally up until recently been a one-man operation trying to grow the brand. What does that look like, and kind of what was your strategy in, first of all, did you want to do it because it was a challenge and you thought it would be fun?
Yes.
Is it fun?
Yes.
That's the question. And then, like, what is your strategy as you go into that? And how can we kind of tie that into a small business operator trying to do the same thing?
There's a lot of those same parallels, right? You wear all the hats. You don't just wear many hats. You wear all the hats, and you kind of got to figure out, it's like a triage thing. What's the most important thing right now?
Yeah.
And you do that thing, and then you move on to the next thing, and so on and so forth. And honestly, building systems from scratch was, really instrumental in trying to help with some automation on things and so on and so forth. Because you can't just be on your phone 24 hours a day helping people out with different things and make any progress.
I mean, you like the phone, but not that much.
No, we have to be on the phone. It is what it is. But trying to build automation, trying to build systems into things so that way everything isn't quite so time intensive. So then I'm fortunate for myself that we have a great marketing team that I can rely on. We do some different things for the U.S. market that are more specific here that kind of translate a little better to our market, and they're accommodating for that. And that's honestly something that any business owner could do too. They're on our payroll, but you could hire somebody to do those things too, and you do it like per job and so on and so forth. And there was definitely a few projects where I wanted some outside help, so I'd get some outside help to do some stuff. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Yeah.
So what's that trend? What don't people know? So we have companies like G-Technic, right?
Yeah.
We have Coke Chemie, Nasiol. When I worked obviously for G-Technic for several years, and I kept saying to Rob, like, dude, we don't know what Perspex is. Stop using the name Perspex. It's plexiglass here, right? But the different language, different tire is not spelled with a Y here. All those different things. What don't people understand about? Because this is a German company, right? No, it's a
Turkish
company,
right?
So what does that transition look like, and how do you make that adjustment? Because this is kind of like the edutainment portion, right? Like I'd like for people to understand what that really looks like and the challenges that are there.
Yeah, you get feedback. You start with, all right, here's everything that we have, right? It's already exists, and you have the packaging, the labeling, and everything else. And then you get feedback from customers. This isn't clear. This instruction isn't clear. Okay, well, we then rewrite it and try to make it a little bit more clear for this market. There's regional differences and so on and so forth. But yeah, you just kind of take that one thing at a time. It's still that triage thing. It's just focused in a different topic in a different direction. So I don't know. When it comes down to it, you're going to have these little challenges. You're going to have to make these little adjustments. Marketing pieces that maybe use different wording that aren't quite translate. There's something kind of cute about that sometimes, and then there's some times where you go, you kind of do one of those, slap your forehead. But it's all progress. It's all progress.
Why do European companies like to name products with numbers and letters in them?
It's a great question. I don't know.
And is it an issue? Like, because it can be looked at because there's like this science, because most of those companies have that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's not just Tire Shine, or like we were just with
Tire Shine 12.
Chocolate Thunder is the name of their wheel cleaner at Car Candy. But it's always like Tire Shine, T9 3000.1 V2, right? And I'll yell at Rob from G-Technic. It's, all those V5, V6, whatever. So
I think if you and I take like a big step back and take a look at who actually makes these formulas, right?
Yeah.
It's the chemists, and when they make their notes, they're writing down that like this is project number or whatever, and
I think
a lot of that just kind of translates into the name of the product. Don't forget, we all know like what the product development cycle is, right? It takes a long time for these things. So, okay, it might be a year that this product's in development, so you've been calling it this name for a long time, and then, whether there's a marketing, meeting where a name gets called out or maybe not, internally it's been called this thing for a long time anyway, so I think sometimes it just makes it to the label.
And does it create any confusion, or like do you feel like it's an advantage or disadvantage without getting yourself in trouble with the men in Turkey?
No, well, the God's honest truth is I think there's a good advantage to a numbering system as long as you can understand what that numbering system is. An example of a numbering system that was never intended to be a numbering system exists over at Meguiar's to this day.
101, 201, 100.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, those products all have names, but everybody refers to them by their number. Now, here's the problem. The problem is that those numbers, they were when they number 7 and number 9, and do you remember some of these things, right? Well, people took those to be the order in which they were, the order of operation.
Oh, I would never think of that.
So if the order of operation doesn't coincide with the numbers that are on the bottles, confusion ensues. So I think if you have a naming numbering system that works, and you stay within it, then I think you're good to go. I think the numbering system helps.
Is that how Nasiol's done, or is it?
No, we have some, the ceramic coatings, we'll usually have a number in them. But no, we have quite a few other products that are very basic. Leather cleaner.
Okay.
So there are.
But the coatings are more the numbers. Okay.
Yeah, and I think let's be honest, there's a lot more science and chemistry and research and development. So I think there's a lot more of those notes that live with that. So who knows? XR03 might be the third version of this product that came out. Yeah. But I think I do like. What's really tough to me, to be honest, is the naming system, like using names. Like Chocolate Thunder's a great one, but you can probably find Chocolate Thunder in other
I joked with Ashley, and I said that was my nickname in college.
during your dancing days.
My dancing days, right.
You still have that underwear that has that on the back.
That's right. That's right.
But, you know, that's, if you want to take a look at, especially with a company like this, that's all about search engine optimization and keyword searching and everything else, the more unique your name is, the better it's going to do too. You're going to find these things a little bit better. So when you have, I don't know, Chocolate Thunder, Green Mamba, you've got all these different things that can relate and are used as names in other industries. I think that kind of makes it a little harder to find these things. And you can't be so on the nose either with your naming that this is iron remover. Okay, well, in this hall right now, how many different iron removers are there in here?
100 probably.
So maybe throwing a number on there too.
Yeah.
Iron remover number 1. You know, maybe it helps.
Yeah.
So,
and that kind of goes into your branding, and it goes into like how you name your packages and all of that. That's why I was kind of wondering.
So everything becomes cohesive, right?
Yeah.
So when you're building a brand, you are when it's absolutely from scratch, you have to, again, that customer avatar, you build all of that, and then you say, what does that avatar respond to? What do they like to see? And that's where you build your color palette and your fonts and all these different things, right? So we're not at that basic of a level with Nasiol. It's been established for a long time.
So you were just, in the US market, you were just able to piggyback off of all the brand that they already have?
I mean, that's the one thing. They've got great branding, great imaging, and the products are outstanding. So what do we need to do to make it appealing to a professional installer here in the US market? And again, that's where we're relying on the relationships to build trust and until it becomes, self-sustaining at that point.
Yeah.
And that's the point in which we're at right now. The momentum has been built. We have the reputation, and now more and more people are discovering it, and it's a little bit more on the organic side. So it just takes a while to get to that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we also added something really unique for our market, which is a new third-party administered insurance-backed warranty program. So this is something that is unique to this market. It's something that we hope gives a great advantage to installers within our network. And yeah, that's a big regional difference to help us out here too.
I want to talk about that because, at first glance, if you've been in the industry very long, you'd be like, oh, I've heard of that before. That company was this or that or whatever. And you know who I'm talking about. And it's a good company. Like, they didn't do anything wrong, but like that is a perception that they have on what that looks like, whether they tried it and it didn't work for them or, whatever. So what does that even look like, and why is that an advantage over, other companies? And how does it, how can I incorporate that, not only if I'm using Nasiol products, but within my business?
So by having, so a lot of times people get confused between what a guarantee and a warranty are. And we have to start by kind of defining that. A guarantee is kind of like a vague promise. It basically says something to the effect of your satisfaction guaranteed, or your money back, or you're satisfied.
I may or may not use that on my products right now.
So, yeah, your money back, or something like a promise of replacement, but it's limited to what that product is. So in our case with ceramic coating, most companies will give you a bottle in exchange, to try to make you satisfied. But that doesn't really work if you're a professional installer.
Right.
Those installers then have to do some repair work. There's labor involved and so on and so forth, and nobody pays for that.
Yeah, because they can't have $150 that they get back when they have a $2,000. They can't give the $2,000 back to cover the $150.
Right. So what the warranty does, the warranty is actually going to provide the labor. It's going to provide the cost. So the cost to cover the labor. Long story short, if you have a customer that, and the warranty also spells out very specifically, here are the things that are covered in the warranty, and here are the things that we will do to, take care of the situation. So
we being the company, or we being the detailers?
We being the insurance provider.
There you go.
So there's literally a printed contract.
It's a third party.
That's right. TPA, third party administered. So basically what it comes down to is if any of these conditions happen, then you file a claim for what it's going to take to repair it. So if your customer comes in and they have we'll say bird dropping etching, right? And it's gone into the clear coat, it's gone through the ceramic coating into the clear coat. Well, the ceramic coating was supposed to protect against that. It didn't, so now we have some damage to the clear coat. Probably means that we're gonna wet sand and polish this and then recoat this. So the shop would basically submit an estimate that says it's gonna be so much in time and materials. This is the estimate, so I'm filing this with my claim. The claim gets paid, and then when that shop, does the work and they get paid for it. So in the other scenarios, they're donating their time and they're trying to do this to keep their customers satisfied, keep their shop's reputation intact, and they're eating all of this. So as a business owner, what this does is actually keep the profits rolling. We're not taking profitability out of the shop in order to keep a good CSI, right? We're trying to be a good partner for you.
Right.
On the other side of things, what we want to do is to have you be able to offer a premium service with unfair competitive advantage. You can be a premium, you can have a high cost, for your services, but what's the value? So let's say, for example, somebody comes in with a new vehicle and they want to get a quote. Well, your quote also includes a warranty.
Okay.
So you have to point that out, right? Okay, if anything happens, it's zero out-of-pocket deductible for you, which should add a lot of peace of mind. And then you could also say something to the effect of, what warranty conditions were, how long was the warranty for the competitor that you're quoting me against? Oh, I don't know. Or, oh, they didn't mention a warranty or anything like that. So it should help set those installers apart a little bit.
Is that an additional cost whenever I assume that you're buying the product and then buying the warranty because you guys are not underwriting the whole amount.
Well, that's an interest. Well, I'll circle back to that, but because we're not the underwriters on the program, we don't have this big list of exclusions or things that'll void the warranty either. So, we've seen this with a lot of companies. They'll include like a mirror hanger with do not wash instructions and everything else because they want to make sure that nobody's damaging the surface. If you go through an automatic car wash, we're going to void your warranty. Well, those are not the terms and conditions of our program. It's a lot easier to read, it's a lot easier to understand, and there's not all these conditions that are going to void the warranty because it's backed by an insurance company.
Yeah.
We didn't try to back this ourselves, so we have somebody else who's taking the risk.
And I assume it's like any other insurance. The more you pay, the better it gets. Is it that way, or is it? So let's say the thing gets etched all the way to the base coat, right? We know OEM clear coats are super thin, and you got to respray the hood.
Yeah.
But it's a pearlescent clear coat.
Oh yeah. Tri-coat.
Yeah, tri-coat, it's like all that stuff, right? Like, does that, I assume that there are limitations to that.
No.
They're not, okay.
No, the way this
and
works,
I didn't set that up, that's a legit question.
No, the way, why, do you have a tri-coat vehicle that we need to?
Oh, no.
Okay. So, the way this works is, you'll pay more for a longer term.
Yeah.
But that's it. So, you're going to pay for, we have different options depending on whether it's a new vehicle or a used vehicle. We can go all the way up to 10 years on a new vehicle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like my extended warranty.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, okay.
Well, because
I can buy, 3-year warranty, 5-year warranty, 10-year, 100,000 mile, all that stuff.
Same deal. So, and this is originally, a third-party administered warranty program for new and used car dealerships.
Okay.
The way this kind of came about was, we were looking for an advantage here in the U.S. market. We approached a bunch of people, different companies, and we got in front of a company who people there are car people, and they also understand detailing and things like that. So their CFO had just bought a new vehicle, and also has a preferred detailer who uses ceramic coatings that are professional quality.
Nice.
So as he was sitting in the F&I office, a place where that's where all his business comes from, he was given the option, would you like our appearance package? It comes with this coverage. And he knew the quality of the products were not going to live up to his standards as a car enthusiast.
Yeah.
So he actually declined that coverage and took the vehicle over to the detailer, knowing full well that this is a craftsman, a professional, somebody who's trained and using the best quality products that you can get. And so his peace of mind was knowing, relying on that detailer for the high quality and high performance and everything else. But the regret was there that he didn't have the peace of mind from the warranty sale. And here he came along 2 weeks later, and he goes, you know what? I can identify with exactly that scenario, and I think that there's a place for this. So that being said, we're going to do some research on your company. We want to really kind of understand who we would potentially partner with. And at the end of this, we have a program that's available to Professional Installer Network. So that is a condition. They want to make sure that this isn't just like something that you can slap on a retail product. Number one, the products are vetted. Number two, the installers are vetted. So it helps to mitigate their risk too. So it's a great program.
Yeah, I really like that. I'm just thinking, because with F&I guys, all they want to do is sell the warranty, right? But and I know it's very difficult to get those guys to understand that the other thing that if you sell the warranty and the product sucks, that customer then that's reflected on your dealership.
Yeah.
And if they're given the opportunity to still sell the warranty or however that works, but have a product and service that is at a high level, then you get long-term customer value and all that kind of stuff. It's like a great marriage then. And I'm thinking from a detailer, like, dude, I can offer this, and now it gives me another in with these dealer accounts that aren't just $12 an hour, mass production details. Like, I can provide the same service, but offer it to a dealership and say, look, we realize that on this Camry, you just want to sell the warranty, right?
Right.
But if you're selling, $150,000 truck, why don't you allow me to still give that offering? You guys make money off of it, but then we also deliver the great product.
Yeah, exactly. And that's actually one of the strategies that we have here. Our intended target 100% is the detailers.
Right.
But there is some ability there to work with those dealerships, right? By telling them, hey, listen, we don't want to displace the program that you have in place right now.
Right.
You probably don't have the time, the space, or the professional installers here to be able to do the coatings, a professional coating. So that's why you have the coating products that you have. The coating products that you have, right? They can be installed in 15 minutes.
Yep.
They can be installed by unskilled labor, and it's good enough, right? With this, you could say, listen, maybe it's not for your average client, but maybe you have like Hellcats in here, or the Durango Hellcat versions, and that's something special that a car enthusiast would probably going to take it to a real detailer.
Yeah, they're going to go get it done anyway, right?
So why not create this extra tier, this extra service, something very special to differentiate the spray-on stuff versus the real stuff.
Yeah.
And then you can send it down the road to one of our installers and have this done and return it. That customer, he knows if he buys that Hellcat, he's going to take it to the detailer. It's going to be there for a couple of days, getting fully polished out. It's going to get the coating on there. They're going to hold it for a day or two to cure it out. They know they're going to do that anyways.
Yeah.
So the advantage of the dealership model is we can actually turn our Nasiol option on in their F9 menu, so they can register, pay for it, the whole 9 yards, and then ship that over to the customer or to the detail shop. The cool thing about the F&I department is they're really good salespeople, right? They end up selling a lot of things to people like you.
Buy it or else. You're never getting out of this office.
So what ends up happening is they put it in very simple terms. Like, okay, well, listen, we can do this appearance protection program, and it's only going to cost you $12 a month.
Yeah, that's
they
the
just
greatest.
roll it in the loan.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by Detailer's Roadmap. Hey, spoiler alert, that's us. We all know you need a kick-ass website in order to be successful with your business. The good news is at Detailer's Roadmap, kick-ass websites, that's kind of what we do. With the latest performance, designs, and SEO strategies, Detailer's Roadmap is your one-stop shop to be successful on the web. And don't forget, we have the best support team in the industry. Whether you're an existing partner looking to improve your lead generation or you need a brand new website, Detailer's Roadmap is here to help you be successful on the web. So go to detailersroadmap.com/success and get started today. That's detailersroadmap.com/SUCCESS.
At that point, you're like, yeah, $12.
Dude, it's $12, yeah.
You know, whatever the number ends up being.
I think I $12'd myself at a time to like an extra $7,000 at my last time I bought a car, right? So.
It's those little small increments, right?
That's right.
Next thing you know, yeah, you've got a big giant payment on a car that you'll never own or whatever.
But to your point, it's a competitive advantage on the retail side with your retail customers, and potentially adding a competitive advantage that you currently don't have.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can say, well, I'm going to offer this service, and they're like, well, I don't really, that's great. We'll just do it in-house.
Well, that's, and I know we're kind of talking a lot about their dealerships, but, if you can get a relationship with your local dealership and they can bring you wholesale work and keep the lights on during your slow periods, that's meaningful. If you can add additional services like doing ceramic coatings for RVs and campers and motorcycles and stuff like that, and also offer the warranty that goes along with it, that's probably something you're not doing right now. Yeah. So you have an option to tag that in. So we want to give you more options as a detail shop, as a business owner, to keep the lights on, right? We want you to be successful. So you would ask a question about like, how does this work as far as like do you buy the bottle?
Yeah.
Do you buy the warranty?
Yeah.
And yes, that's the way that we do it. You basically kind of have an option of you can add the price of the warranty into every single bottle, and then it becomes extremely expensive.
Yeah.
Then you also have the issue of, well, all of our bottles are 50 milliliters, so you're going to get 2 vehicles out of a bottle. So how do I do that? If there's only one warranty on a bottle, what do I have to do? I have to buy another bottle, but I still have like half a bottle left. Yeah. So we came up with a solution, which was to make the warranty a la carte. It's optional. And we also didn't have to come up with something, a new product line or new product offering that was going to be unique and only available to the installer network. We didn't really want to do that. We in the US are trying to be as inclusive as possible, and we're not trying to exclude anybody. So this was a way to make ZR53 and L272. I know you love those numbers and letters, but make those products still accessible to everybody. Keep the cost low, and then for those people that want to offer the warranty, it's an add-on. So we basically set them up.
And it's by VIN and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, so basically what we do is we set up our installers with a direct account with our TPA. Okay. They will literally have their own access. They go on the website, they enter the VIN, they enter the mileage, they pick the package that they have for the warranty, that they choose for the warranty, and then they enter it and pay for it. It gets registered to the Carfax Vehicle History Report. There's literally a legal document. You can print that right out, hand it to the customer, do like a handover kit packet, and all the information is there. And it's very easy to understand. There's not a ton of legalese in there. It's about as nice as I could ever design, but it's already there.
But you didn't have to design it. That's nice.
The nice thing about this was we were able to take the high performance product, the high performance warranty, and put those together and make them accessible to our industry. And that's what I was really wanting to do for our brand. Something that helps set us apart, but also gives back. What I didn't want to do And we had this opportunity to make a like a certified installer network that's very, if you want,
I may know something about those.
You do, you definitely do. But in order to gain access to our products, you'd have to
there's a whole process, and you got to go through
pay
all
like
that
a monthly fee do these minimums and everything else. And I wanted to be the kinder, gentler program here, so that way you would choose to use our products. We want to give you all the reasons why you would choose our products and never hold a gun to your head. And we've all heard this before if we've been in the industry about how people love the program that they're with right now. Something doesn't quite go right, and then they just tell everybody what a horrible situation that they had, and they recommend everybody leave that program. I don't want to do that. I don't want to make this situation where people feel obligated or they're under duress to use our program. So no, we don't have exclusivity. You're not going to get an exclusive territory. You're not going to buy distribution rights for that region or anything like that. We're just going to try to be a good partner and make this choice easy for you. If you want to use somebody else's products, you can use somebody else's products, but you don't get the advantage of the warranty. If you want to use somebody else's products on this vehicle, but use our products on another vehicle, hey, thank you for your business. But what we find is that people are using our products more and more. They're finding that single layer application is just a heck of a lot more profitable for them, and the performance is every bit as good, if not better, than the multi-layer products that they're using. So all the way around, we think that we have all the things that make a good choice.
Which is probably why you went to work for them in the first place, right? Because you knew that it's just like me with Detailer's Roadmap, right? Like, I'm not going to go work for somebody and help them and serve the company if I don't believe in what they're doing. So I mean, I'm sure that's a big part of it.
The big thing for me was, they had reached out, and my initial reaction, without being educated, was, oh, great, another ceramic coating company. But as I talked to them, what I found out that was unique and what sold me was that they actually synthesize the raw materials in-house. They've been doing this for a long, long time for a lot of companies, and they're really, really good at making incredible formulas that are easy to install and are super high performance. And that all put this together, and I'm like, well, now we've got something that's different. This isn't just another private label product that's going out into the market with a new logo and everything else. This is completely different. This is like about as involved as you can possibly be. If you're synthesizing the raw materials, it's like farm to table restaurants. So
in other words, it's not taking all the raw materials. Everything is done in house, so it's you've got way more control, quality control.
And you can custom bake things in a certain way. And that's why all of our formulas from the beginning have all been PFAS free. Everything's been single layer application. The technology has. What's really funny is now we're seeing a lot more companies go towards single layer technology. Before it was, a base layer for adhesion and then a topper layer just to get your hydrophobic effect. Well, we've been doing this from the beginning with just one single layer, and now you're seeing that.
So you get sheeting and you get hydrophilic and hydrophobic from the same product, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is before
only having to do one layer of the main product.
One layer. That's your base and your hydrophobic, your topper built into it.
Got it.
So you have that incredible gloss, the hydrophobics. We're known for our silky smooth touch on our products. That's all baked into one layer. You don't have to do multiple applications. You don't have to do different products. It's
just one product.
One and done.
Nice.
The only thing that tends to be a little bit of an issue for installers is flash times. Our flash times are, just the way the chemistry works for our product is 30-second flash times. So you're going to be working in smaller areas, sometimes we'll get some pushback. Oh, well, I can install my coating and I get down halfway down the car, before I need to start leveling and wiping. I'm like, Why is that beads of sweat coming down off your face right now? Because you're stressed out as you're getting towards the back of the car. You're thinking about the front of the car and getting back there so that way you don't leave any high spots behind. You're rushing, and you tend to leave more high spots. Well, I know that's me.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. That's the way it worked for me. Great, I can do half a vehicle, but I'm stressed out the entire time. With this, I do my application. 30 seconds later, I wipe it off. I check for high spots, and I move on with my life. I'll get around the whole vehicle in 20, 25 minutes, and I don't leave high spots anymore.
And you don't have to worry about, the only issue that you have is to be trunk lid, hood, top, to make sure that there's no blend marks or anything like that. So so I assume it reactivates itself as you do the second, you don't have that issue.
You're talking about like overlapping areas and stuff like that? I mean, to be honest with you, wipe a little more, and then you're good to go.
Well, that's what I mean. It basically self-blends. Because people will argue, well, I can't, I'm not going to be able to, I have to do the whole hood at the same time. Well, unless you're doing a Lincoln Continental from 1972, the hoods are small. It doesn't, you could probably do that whole thing anyway in 30 seconds, but if you can't, just blend it in and it'll be fine.
Yeah, honestly, you'll get that dark mark where you overlap, but it's gone in a couple hours, but just keep wiping a little bit and you're good to go.
It self-blends.
We've got an installer in Oklahoma that has been using our ZR53 product for a long, long time. It's like our 3-year coating. It's really, really awesome. And so they'll tag team they'll do a full-size truck, big truck, and everything like that. And basically, he walks around with a bottle and an applicator, and he installs it. And then a couple of minutes, like 30 seconds behind him, he's got a helper that's just got a whole bunch of microfibers, and they will get around an entire full-size pickup truck in 15 minutes. They're done.
Nice.
And they can crank out coating jobs, a bunch of coating jobs every week.
Oh yeah.
And he's got like this beautiful wall filled with empty bottles and empty boxes of all the ZR53 that he's used. So shout out to Chris Alexander at Performance.
What city is he in?
You're gonna ask me that question. I don't remember.
I'm from Oklahoma. That's why I grew up in Oklahoma. So.
Well, I can tell you this: he does all the street outlaw vehicles.
Oh,
they're all coated in Nasiol.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm good friends with Farm Truck and Asian from that show.
There you go.
Yeah, nice.
So like Murder Nova, all those things. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I love that. That's awesome, Sean. So that one of the things we talked about was this connections and networking and all that stuff. And recently we launched the Nasiol page, which we do this for other manufacturers and stuff. Why is that something that was important to you to be able to offer? Because you kind of pursued us, right? Like you and I pursued each other on that to talk about it.
Yeah.
But it was something I know that you really wanted.
Yeah.
And at first we were like, okay, we're not quite ready. You were like, I'm not quite ready for this.
Yep.
We want to make sure that it makes sense. It kind of, why was that important to do?
Giving back, showing these loyal customers that we're trying to do something to invest back into them. We're trying to make it easier for their customers when they go on their website to understand who Nasiol is, why you're choosing, Nasiol as an option in your shop, for your ceramic coating packages. And we also know the SEO side of things, right?
Yeah.
So the more websites that are out there, it helps the company, it helps the brand grow, which again helps the installers that are using our product.
Yeah.
So it helps with our popularity, but the primary reason was to show and demonstrate that we are invested into our professional installer network.
Yeah.
So build the Nasiol brand page, which came out excellent, by the way. And then also as a partnership and a relationship thing between yourself and myself and Chris, every time that we do a Nasiol training class, we talk about Detailer's Roadmap. So,
and I'll be coming to one in May.
That's right.
Yeah.
We haven't announced that one yet. It's still super secret.
Is it super secret?
Yeah.
I won't be going anywhere in May. Should we announce it now?
You'll be going to Colorado in May.
Be Colorado
for 3 days.
For 3 days. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So Yeah, we during every training class, we talk about Detailer's Roadmap, because we also agree that what you have for a product, what you do for businesses, is super important. You know, it's funny. I clicked on somebody's link to their website, and it went to like a square page, and I was like, okay, I get it. You're starting from somewhere, and you got to throw spaghetti at a wall, right? But when they come to our classes and I can tell them how to shortcut through all the pain and suffering and go right to a professional company that's going to build a beautiful website that's super high performing and high converting, that takes these leads and turns them into deposits and schedules and paying customers, that's a way that we can help everybody, right? It just becomes a circle of helping each other. And I do the same thing with You're Able. You know, we don't really have a business relationship with You're Able, but
so that I was going to ask that actually. You're Able will most likely tie into the warranty and all that stuff at some point. Is that something that is in discussion at least?
It's on my wish list of things to do, but that has more to do with software people talking to each other than anything else.
Okay.
But you know, one of the things that I love about You're Able is, let's say that somebody does get the Nasiol coating and the warranty installed, that automatically goes to Carfax, right? Yeah. Well, if all that maintenance, if they go to the detail shop is using You're Able, and that customer comes back on a regular basis, every single time that has the potential to be uploaded to the vehicle history report. So it demonstrates the care that's been taken by the owner for this vehicle. So you know, to me that makes a big difference too. And the other thing that I really promote You're Able for is the fact that we have some installer shops that they do PPF and they do tint, and they do ceramic coating, and that's a big bill. Yeah. You know, so the wonderful thing that You're Able has is the ability to work with a firm and do a payment plan. Yeah. So again, you're going to get that customer work. They're going to come in, and you're going to be able to convert that into a nice big ticket, you know, a service or series of services for your shop. So of course, why wouldn't I recommend something that's going to help get more customers in your door, even if it's, you can offer them a cash discount, or you can give them a payment plan, right? Yeah. Take the payment plan. Then it's somebody else's responsibility to collect on that, right? Yeah. So you kind of take that part out of it as well. That risk is not yours anymore. So yeah, these are the partnerships that we talk about at all of our trainings: Detailer's Roadmap, You're Able, and Nasiol. Nice,
I love it. And if you didn't know what I'm talking about, we offer brand pages for certain for our partner brands. Which, if you are a Detailer's Roadmap partner and you have Nasiol, you can actually just go in and we can insert that for free as part of your website. So it'll help you be able to point people, you know, to what offerings that you have.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah, and it came out excellent. We get a lot of compliments about it. All the videos that you integrated in there, along with the pictures and everything else, I mean, everything was just perfectly on point. So
that's awesome. Well, I will take absolutely no credit for it, because I had absolutely nothing to do with that part of but Nick and the crew and Chris and all those guys got that going really well.
It went great.
Well, dude, I'm so excited for you. Yeah, I know that, you know, we've known each other for a long time, and seeing this journey and knowing originally, you know, what a big challenge you had. Yeah. And still have, clearly. But just to see this, you know, finally you're getting that traction, that momentum is a very powerful thing. Yeah. And I love seeing the momentum and what you've
building the foundation. That's where it flies under the radar. Nobody sees the work that goes behind that. Yeah. But the foundation is there. It's very solid. You know, we've got these things that are in place now to really support our professional installer network, and the interest level has skyrocketed. So all the things that we've been doing together, you know, doing brand pages and doing training classes and you know, putting all of these things together behind the scenes lays that foundation, and 2025 we're going to grow like crazy.
I'm super excited. How do people find out more information if they're interested in the network and products and getting a hold of everything? How do they do that?
Yeah, best just go to nasiol.com. We have contact pages on there just like everybody else, so that's a good way to start. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media. And since I am responsible for the US market, contacting me there is the fastest, most direct approach to getting answers and, you know, getting help.
Getting what you want.
Yeah.
Awesome. I appreciate you, Jeremy.
Always.
Thanks,
Thank
brother.
you so much, Kevin.
Yeah.
Head over to detailersroadmap.com and get your one-stop success solution today.